Hey everyone, Vortex TCG here, and today I'm going to be showcasing you the first match of UlforceVeedramon playing against Armor Rush itself. And if you enjoyed this video, please do feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading every other day, so it really does help out the channel. Anyways, I'm going to get to start off first. I go into the Veedramon here, and he goes into double Veedramon, which is a very strong start for him. I end up just passing here by playing the Davis because I kind of need the set to free memory to continue my turns here. So he swings into security and hits arena. I don't get any on play effect, and then he hits into security again and hits another arena, which is the searcher one. And you might already notice that I'm playing a different version of UlforceVeedramon, and I'll talk more in the deck profile when I do make it. In fact, it should be uploaded right now, and there'll be a link in the description, in the channel description below, or not the channel, the video description down below. But yeah, I've been testing a lot of things, and I've just been trying to do a lot of things with this deck, quite frankly, and this is one of my earlier versions of the deck for sure. But I go into the UlforceVeedramon here. I use his effect to play a tamer. This one is another arena, so I get to unsuspend, do a search, which allows me to get a V. And I think this one's actually, I don't understand why this arena isn't played as much, because I know there's obviously a preference in, you know, getting essentially, you know, the draw one every time when you attack, I believe, with the V-Tamer. But unfortunately, I don't own V-Tamers, and I didn't really want to buy them, so I ended up not having them. But I'm sure you can find a deck list out there that runs them. But this version is very controlled based, I would say. I use a lot of controlling effects within this deck, so I use the Ulforce attack, use Rena to play out another tamer, and then unsuspend. So this is my first time playing this deck, and so I'm probably gonna miss a lot of stuff. I'm probably gonna not understand fully what this deck does, quite frankly. But I get to unsuspend, gain 2 memory, gain additional DP, a lot of things going on. And it's a lot to take in, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, when I was playing this deck, I have to do all the effects perfectly for me, and it's very difficult for me, I can't lie. So I use Rena again as it got suspended, gets to play another tamer, gets to use the Rena to gain additional 1k DP, so it's 14k, and I get to, yeah, I describe this as the blue Jesmon without like the system 1 element, because oh my god, that you just go through so many tamers. And that's the worrying thing about this deck. If you don't have tamers, you end up not fully having everything, which is weird, I think. I don't know, this deck requires you to find tamers, so I was thinking of playing stuff like the Gabumon that allows you to search tamers, a lot of different options, but I got to this one in my testing. So I play the Ace Wall, go into V1, he goes into Veedramon, suspends the Veedramon, goes into an Ice Wall himself, and then plays a blue memory boost because the Ulforce has evade and a blocker, so not a great situation for him here. I promote the Veedramon. I'm considering what I want to do here. Do I want to attack? Do I want to suspend? And I think I make a pretty bad misplay here, because I think I do end up swinging. Again, this is my first time playing the deck, so probably not the greatest source of my time here. Like, I feel like I'm getting a lot of plays messed up here. So what I do here is I go use the Rena on play to search, strip the 2 sources. That's supposed to be suspended. I know, I'm really rusty with this deck, I'm so sorry. And then I use the Veedramon. At this point, I'm very low on tamers, so I can't really do a massive swing turn here. And I go into the Veedramon here to I get a memory essentially from an effect, I believe. This is supposed to be suspended because I do not have a tamer, so yeah, not great. Not great here, but it is what it is. So he gets a chance here, and I've left myself wide open here. So he swings, I get Arena, which means the Veedramon gains blocker, and I get the other tamer. So again, I didn't shuffle well enough, clearly, because all my stuff is high end, so not great. He pops the blue memory boost, and so he was supposed to gain memory at the start of his turn. He goes into Golden Lord to unsuspend himself. He's going to swing, I'm going to block obviously, and this leaves him with 1 memory, so he goes into the Veedramon, and I should be able to close this game out if I find another tamer, and I probably should be able to find that at this point. As you can see, this is a whole mess. Like, it's so hard to manage, I cannot lie. But yeah, learning this deck is quite difficult because you have to consider all the triggers. It's very it's a lot. It's a lot. I play Rena, get to do the search. I think that's mandatory, so I can't really do anything about it. I gain memory back, I believe, and so I get to gain DP, swing again, and then swing for game. And so we get into game 2 now, and my opponent gets to start off here. He goes into the Veedramon with jamming. Love that ult art, I must admit. It's a really nice ult art, and he plays the Davis and Ken tamer, so I get to go into my egg here. It goes into the Veedramon EX1, then I go into the Veedramon from the latest set BT11, and then I go into the Aero Veedramon, passing him with 1, but he'll go to 2 on his turn, and he goes, swings with the jamming, draws a card. It's an Aero Veedramon, not Aero, UlforceVeedramon. Then he goes into the Flamedramon, unsuspends himself, and then swings again. It's another UlforceVeedramon. So when I see this, I don't feel very good about my situation, because quite frankly, I need those cards in my hand, because if I see 2 of them and I only play 4 of them, chances are that I'm not going to be able to find it. So I go for the Aero Veedramon here to go for some tamers here. I don't get it, unfortunately, and so at this point I have to search, and then there it is. I get the Ulforce, so extremely lucky there, I have to admit. The fact that I was able to get this is very good, because essentially it meant that I was able to remove his board this turn. So I go to the Ulforce, I get to play a tamer, then the Rena effect gets blocker and evade. I gain a memory. I also unsuspend, so I should be able to gain the memory from the Veedramon here. But I don't. So again, very early days. I think when the card is unsuspended as well, I'm supposed to gain a memory. Again, like I'm missing a lot of things here. So yeah, not the greatest showing for me, but hopefully when the games get on, I'll be able to showcase a better understanding of the deck. Although I think in future episodes I get messed up with the Rena interactions where it is mandatory. So I swing at security here, go into Rena using Rena's effect, I believe. Get the Vanya card, I gain a memory, or 2 memory here. Gain additional memory because it's I get an unsuspended guy, move this back, and I gain additional DP boost. I'm missing a lot of triggers here because I'm supposed to definitely suspend the Renas here to, you know, activate its Wind Digivolving effect. So I'm really messing up here. Like I need to do better when it comes to this kind of stuff for sure. But I pass him with 1. He goes to 2. This is blocker and evade, so not a great situation to be in for sure. He's just considering what he needs to do. He goes to the Magnamon to pass the turn, and I draw. I promote the Aero Veedramon because I want to apply some more pressure to him, make sure that he doesn't really have an answer. So at this point, you know, like I definitely can get rid of the Magna if I had the tamer in hand. I use his effect to draw multiple cards. get to activate the on-play effect, or one of the tamers. So I think at this point I realized that, yeah, this is mandatory, so I have to use both of these guys' effects. So I play another tamer. I only had one in hand. Allows me to gain a V, and then with that allows me to unsuspend, gain 2 memory from inheritables, I believe, and then also I'm messing up on the order because obviously I'm supposed to do the Rena effect first, then unsuspend. Yeah, it's very messy. It's very, very messy. I definitely need to do better when it comes to showcasing this deck. So I swing with the UlforceVeedramon. I then play a Veedramon here, which allows me to search the top 3 cards. I get a Veedramon here, and I go into the Madoki Betamon just as another aggression card, essentially. And if he was to gain memory somehow, I can stop that. But yeah, overall, as I look back at this footage, for sure, definitely could have been a lot more clear about my game plan, especially with the tamers. But I swing, and then I swing for game.